Oops, wrong direction. So hello friends, today I'm going to be starting on finishing my painting here. Going to try to do this and give you guys some ideas and tips on how to create something of beauty with your own hands. And I would like to thank my art instructor, Paul Joseph Lucas, who I sat under and taught with in his instruction in painting oil paintings. Last time I did this work, I just showed a picture instead of actually showing how I laid out my composition. So today I wanted to start off from this point to adding some color to my composition. But first I'd like to tell you a little bit about how I came to this stage of this art piece here. Well, first of all, you take whatever size canvas that you're comfortable with, whether it be a large piece or a small. Today I'm starting with a small piece, and what technique I was taught to use that I find to be very effective and fun is you take some walnut oil and you take 1 tube of paint. In this situation I used some green, and I don't have my glasses on. I know it's a green, but I don't remember what kind of green. But anyway, you just take a color, whatever color you prefer. You smear some of that color onto, I like to use these trays my art instructor got me hooked on using because of course they get thrown away, and they make for really good trays for spreading paint and applying your oils to. So once you get your basic paint, you squeeze some out. You add about a teaspoon or a tablespoon of your walnut oil. Then you mix it together and you'll create a light, oily paint, really thin in consistency. And then once you get that paint saturated in your brush, you're basically just going to scrub your canvas. Just scrub, scrub, scrub all the color all over your canvas. And then once your canvas is solidly scrubbed, then you get to go to doing the fun part that I really enjoy. It's called erasing. And what I did to achieve this composition is I erased with a rag. As you can see, all the erase marks are on my rag. And all you do, and I know some of you are probably saying, oh, that's just hard, I can't do that. Well, who says that, you know, when you're first starting out that your pieces are going to be exactly what you want them to be? The fun thing about painting this way is that when you erase, and I'm just pretending to do this because I've already gone through this step, if you erase too much, all you have to do is go back and get more paint on your brush and fill it back in if you didn't like the line you made or if you feel like you made a mistake. But as my instructor would say, sometimes mistakes are happy accidents. And sometimes you might want to step away from your canvas and take a look at it before you decide that a mistake is a mistake. So basically, this is already a laid out composition, and I've already erased everything that I wanted to erase. I'm using a photograph that I took of one of my roses in my flower bed, one of my favorite roses. And basically, I just made the image of the rose erasing, and in the areas where your composition is the lightest, you really want to try to remove as much paint with your rag on the areas that are the lightest. Then, once you have your composition laid out, you basically are going to have to let this dry for about a week, depending on, you know, how much oil you used and the consistency of your paint. It'll probably take about 3 to 4 days. So now this is nice and dry, but maybe you're saying, well, what if I forgot to add paint or to erase something and now I really need to go back and fix that? Well, what you can do is you can take your oil, apply it to your rag, and then go back with that oil, and you can still erase from the dried surface. So now today I have a free day off, yay! And I am deciding to get back to work on this piece because it's been sitting for a while and I kind of miss it. And once I get into it, I just really have fun with it. And I hope you have the fun with it that I do in enjoying trying this technique and giving it a try, because you may just exactly find, like me, that you really, really like it. So today I'm going to start with this yellow color here inside the rose. I'm going to attempt to add that really light yellow. I really did not have a light yellow already in my paint collection, so I'm just using some, boy, I really need my glasses right now, some of this yellow with some white. And of course, you can choose whatever yellow you prefer to choose. I'm going to add a little bit of oil just to make the mixing process a little bit easier. So here I am mixing, mixing, mixing. Just move your brush back and forth and just really get a good mixture going there. And this is still a bit too bright to what the picture is, so I'm going to add some more white. I used to be so afraid to paint, except for just being up close to the canvas, you know, sitting very tightly like this, painting. And I guess there's really nothing wrong with that. But my art instructor taught me to paint now standing, and it's a bit freeing, and it really takes you out of your comfort zone. And he taught me to stand back and look at the piece and to not be afraid to make a mistake, because we can always fix our mistakes. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding some color to this. And getting that on the canvas. And now some of you may be thinking, but you just went over some of your lines. How are you going to know where to fix that? Well, handy eraser. Handy eraser. Taking a clean brush, I can smooth that color in. And look at that, you can just wipe away anything that you don't want there with just a quick little rub with your cloth. It's so much fun to just create and be creative, and when your creative juices start flowing and you just kind of release to that and let things happen, it's just amazing what you can do with your work.